BTC was a privately held company for barely 2 years when Prime Minister Perry Christie's newly elected administration asked Cable and Wireless to return to the negotiating table. We asked lead negotiator Franklyn about the boldness of the prospect of a fresh deal between a new investor and an even newer government.
And it took us a while to get Cable and Wireless to accept that 49% of a business enterprise where their interests were fully aligned with those of the government, chances are they would make more money than with 51% where they were constantly fighting with the government. I think at the end of the day, therefore, what they were doing was buying goodwill.
BTC was a privately held company for barely 2 years when Prime Minister Perry Christie's newly elected administration asked Cable and Wireless to return to the negotiating table. We asked lead negotiator Franklyn about the boldness of the prospect of a fresh deal between a new investor and an even newer government.
I said on Sunday that, look, we offered them, say, we will double your money and pay the penalty. They says, it's too cheap. We're not interested. You see, that gives us, the public, again, a clue just how unwise that transaction was. The fact that after less than a matter of a few years, we say you'll double your money and pay you this huge penalty, $40 million. And they said no. Okay. Now, so what they said was, if you want this, because we won't sell it to you at any price, that only left us one way to get it. The one way to get it would have been, we would have to go to Parliament, do what is called expropriate it, that is, take it by force, okay, plus pay the $40 million penalty. Now, the fact of the matter is, if we had done that, the consequences for the country would have been truly horrendous.
Wilson says Cable and Wireless initially resisted any negotiations and the prospect of selling, but eventually the company softened its stance and agreed to come to the table. And that's when the government made its first move and learned a big lesson about the company's value.
The matter is, if it was 49-49 exact, when we vote, you'd have a tie.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
You have to find some way to break a tie. So to break the tie, they have 0.008. But for us to get control, we have 0.992. So from our point of view, we have a greater differential than they have in terms of what our objective was, which was majority economic control, than what they have in terms of voting control.